Maddy and Cole are childhood friends, but high school changes everything. Cole, a shy, aspiring artist, secretly loves Maddy, while she becomes the most popular girl and dates Kane, the same guy who bullies Cole. Maddy betrays Cole by ignoring him, but later, her world collapses when she catches Kane cheating with her best friend, Marissa. Heartbroken, Maddy reconnects with Cole, and together with Staffits and other bullied students, they plan revenge on the popular kids at prom. However, Maddy chooses popularity over loyalty, breaking Cole's trust again. Despite betrayal, Cole's speech at prom inspires students to reject bullying and treat each other with kindness. Later, Maddy secretly submits Cole's artwork, helping him get into art school. When he learns the truth, Cole forgives her. He gifts Maddy a comic telling their story, and they confess their love. The film ends with them happily bike riding together, reunited at last. The movie starts with Maddy, the beautiful girl who dreams of becoming the school's beauty queen. Maddy is lonely, and no one at school really notices her or knows who she is. The only person who's close to her is her neighbor and friend, Cole. Cole absolutely loves drawing and dreams of getting into the School of Fine Arts. One day, while walking to school with Maddy, he gives her a sketch he made of her riding her bike. Seems like Cole has a crush on her, but he still hasn't gathered the courage to tell her how he feels. Later, they do their favorite thing together, bike riding. You can really see how happy they are when they're together, and you think to yourself, these two are never gonna leave each other. But what happens is the complete opposite. As soon as Cole walks into school, the other students start bullying him. They make fun of his appearance and the way he dresses. And worst of all, Maddy doesn't even care. She just walks away like she doesn't even know him. After a while, we see that Maddy has turned into the most popular girl in school. Everyone wants to get close to her and be part of her clique. She walks past Cole like he's invisible. Not only that, she even starts dating the same guy who bullied Cole. I know what you're thinking, dear viewer. You want to ask me, how could Maddy do that to her childhood friend? Just stick with me. I'm going to tell you everything in detail. We cut to Cole, who's now hanging out with his friend Staffits. They're chatting for a bit when a group of guys pass by and start bullying her. And from that moment, we realize that anyone who's not in Maddy's circle gets bullied. Even in class, the other students mess with this sweet girl until she snaps. Staffits notices Cole constantly drawing in his sketchbook and not letting her see what he's working on. She asks him, "How long are you going to keep hiding your drawings and not show them to anyone?" He tells her, until the right time comes to display them in an art show. Later on, she catches him scrolling through Maddy's Instagram, staring at her pictures. She asked him, "What's so special about her that's got all of you crushing on her? I mean, I see her as just an average girl like the rest of us. There's really nothing that stands out." But Cole said, "Not at all. If you pay attention to the little details, you'll see Maddy is the ultimate fashionista. She hasn't shown up to school 2 days in a row with the same hairstyle. And sorry, but can I ask, why are you so upset with her?" Staffits said, "Because she stole my boyfriend from me, and thanks to her, I'm a miserable single girl." We cut back to Maddy, who's picking out which cheer squad photos to post on Instagram. She's mostly choosing the ones where her boyfriend Kane is in the shot. Marissa gets annoyed and says, "This is our team. Why does Kane need to be in the pictures?" But right away, she plays it cool and says to Maddy, "Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back." But then her phone rings, and Maddy walks over to the bathroom to hand it to her. That's when Maddy gets hit with a total shock. She catches her boyfriend cheating on her with her supposed best friend. And to make things worse, Marissa isn't even scared or ashamed. She keeps pushing Maddy's buttons and says, "Yeah, your boyfriend's cheating on you because he thinks I'm hotter than you." Maddy cusses them both out and storms off. She heads home, completely crushed and crying her eyes out. Her mom and dad ask her, "What's wrong? Did Kane do something to upset you?" Maddy tells them, "It's over. Our relationship is done for good." Her parents are actually happy about it because they never liked Kane to begin with. Things get even worse when Maddy sees that Marissa posted a picture of herself with Kane, officially announcing their relationship in front of the whole school. Seriously, Marissa, you're cheap and you don't deserve to be called a friend. Later that night, Cole's dad walks into his room and asks, "So, who's the lucky girl going with you to prom?" Cole replies, "No, Dad. No prom. Nothing like that. I actually have my art show that day, so I'm not going. Besides, no one at school even notices me. They all make fun of me. So, who would ever want to go with me?" At that moment, he sees Maddy coming out of her house, crying and sitting alone in the yard. He feels bad for her, so he goes over to comfort her and finds out what happened. He tells her, "It's okay, don't worry about it." He's a jerk, honestly. A guy like that doesn't even deserve your tears. He's a cheater and a liar, Maddy responds. I really thought he loved me and that he'd never leave me, but it seems like everyone I know ends up leaving me. Just like us. We don't even talk like we used to, and I don't know why. Right then and there, Maddy genuinely doesn't understand why Cole stopped talking to her. Cole brushes past it and just starts joking and chatting with her again. Then Maddy takes a selfie with him to post on Instagram, trying to make her ex jealous. But innocent Cole doesn't see it that way at all. He takes it as a golden opportunity to get closer to her. They take the selfie, and then they start reminiscing about old times and go bike riding together. Maddy snaps a picture with him and tells him, "Come on, I'm gonna tag you on Instagram so everyone will follow you, since I'm famous and all." But Cole says, "That's not really my thing. I don't like people knowing about my personal life or my drawings." Then he deletes his Instagram account so no one can see his art. Maddy asks him, "Why did we stop talking in the first place?" He says, "Let's rewind to last semester, especially the day those guys bullied me and made fun of me. You didn't join them. Yeah, but you looked away like nothing was happening. And then you started dating the same guy who led them to harass me." Maddy says, "That's not who I am at all. But I started dating Kane, and suddenly I became super popular. From that moment on, I had one dream, to become prom queen. But then my best friend came and stole that dream right out of my hands." Cole tells her, "The whole idea of prom king and queen, I think it's a terrible concept. Most of the time, regular or unpopular students end up getting mocked and excluded just so someone can win a crown. It's not cool at all." Then Maddy says, "Okay, so what do you say we ruin their whole prom? And let's take down those popular kids and turn them into a joke for everyone to laugh at." Cole replied, "Unfortunately, I won't be free that day because I have my art exhibition. It's hosted by the School of Fine Arts as part of their student admissions process based on portfolio work." But soon enough, Cole changes his mind and agrees to join Maddy's plan because he's in love with her and wants to do anything just to be close to her. The next day, Cole and Maddy go to Stafford's and try to convince her to join the plan. Maddy tells her, "Come on, join us. Let's teach those popular kids a lesson and make them the laughingstock of the school." But Stafford's, still bitter toward Maddy, refuses and says, "Find someone else. I'm not interested." Right then, Kane shows up and punches Cole, telling him, "I don't want to see you near my girlfriend ever again." Then he turns to Stafford's and starts bullying her too. Tired of being harassed by everyone, Stafford's finally snaps and says to Maddy and Cole, "I'm in. Let's get back at those so-called popular kids who've made our lives miserable." Later, Maddy goes to the bathroom and runs into Marissa. She asks her, heartbroken, "Why'd you do this to me? We were best friends. I never thought betrayal would come from you." Marissa tells her, "For a lot of reasons. Maybe because I wanted a boyfriend to take to prom. Or maybe because I got sick of your queen of the school vibe. Or maybe I'm just jealous that you're famous and everyone likes you. But one thing's for sure. You never would have ended up with your boyfriend if it weren't for me." Maddy is confused. She has no idea what Marissa means by that. Marissa doesn't explain it either. But don't worry, dear viewer. I'll explain everything to you soon. Just stay focused with me. Maddy walks out of the bathroom and joins her revenge team as they start preparing their plan carefully. Day by day, they fine-tune every detail to make sure they completely ruin prom night for the popular kids. Then one day, they realize they need more people to help with the plan. So they start reaching out to every student who's ever been bullied or picked on by the popular crowd. The first student they approach is Larry, the guy sitting around with a towel and a bucket next to him. Larry has a medical condition that makes him sweat excessively, but the popular kids picked on him and turned him into the school's biggest joke because of it. The second is Abby, the beautiful girl whose life flipped overnight. That's because the guy she was dating exposed her at school and made everyone see something no one was ever supposed to see. The third is Emily, a quiet student who's been in her own little world ever since the others started mocking him for his strange-sounding voice. They kept making fun of him until one day he just stopped talking altogether. Anyway, they all gather, and Cole and Maddy explain that they want to crash prom and take down the popular crowd. But the students respond, "This has to be some prank you're pulling, Maddy, just to make us a joke again. We're not falling for it. We'll stick to staying out of sight." Maddy tells them, "I get it. You're probably feeling defensive right now, but I really want you to help me get back at the popular kids who ruined your lives. I know I don't deserve your trust, but I truly want to make our school better. And to do that, we have to stand up and take what's ours from those students." After her heartfelt speech, the students finally agree to join the plan, and they all start discussing exactly what they're going to do. But right then, Maddy gets called to the principal's office. In the office, the principal tells her, "You're the most popular girl in school, and I'm so happy that everyone loves you. I'm sure you and Kane are going to be crowned prom king and queen, but I've noticed you've been hanging around that Cole boy, and he's a total weirdo. Everyone makes fun of him. So maybe it's time to drop him and all those loser kids you've been hanging out with and get back to your real team, the popular crowd. That's when we realize this principal is no better than the students she enables. In fact, she encourages the bullying and exclusion of anyone who doesn't fit their mold. But Maddy doesn't give her any kind of satisfying response. She just walks out. After school, Maddy heads over to Cole's house, and they hang out and chat for a bit. Then Maddy apologized to Cole for ignoring what happened to him and letting the other students bully him. She said, "I really miss the old days, Cole. We didn't have a care in the world. We just played around and laughed every day. I miss that so much." Cole replied, "I remember those days. We'd ride our bikes and race each other like nothing else mattered. Life was all about fun and happiness. No stress about prom or anything." Maddy said, "But for as long as I can remember, I've always dreamed of being prom queen. That was my little girl dream, you know? And now, even though I want to get back at the popular kids, part of me still wants to go to prom and enjoy that night." Cole told her, "There's nothing wrong with wanting that, Maddy. It's something you've always dreamed of. So of course it hurts to think it might not happen." The next morning, Maddy wakes up to a message from Cole that says, "Look out your window." When she does, she's surprised to see that he's made a drawing of the two of them and is inviting her to go to prom with him. They take a selfie together. Later, Kane sees the selfie and is clearly pissed. He can't stand himself or even being around Marissa anymore. He ends up breaking up with her and walking away. Marissa, the boyfriend stealer, doesn't waste time. She immediately sends a flirty message to Cole, trying to reel him in, but Cole completely ignores her message. Meanwhile, Maddy keeps working with the team on their plan, and they help her fine-tune everything. We see how close she's grown to them, how much she really cares now. She even takes a bunch of selfies with them to save the memories. The next day, Marissa pulls Cole into the janitor's closet and says, "So, you not gonna come around or what?" Cole says, "Look, whatever it is you're trying to pull here, it's not gonna work on me. Try it with someone else." Marissa replies, "I want to go to prom with you. I realize you're actually a great guy, and I'd really like to be with you. But if you really think Maddy's going to go to prom with you, then wow, you're a fool. Because the second Kane asks her to take him back, she'll run straight to him and forget all about you and your little loser crew." Cole cuts her off. "You don't know Maddy like I do. She'd never do that to me." And with that, he leaves her standing there. On the other side, Kane stops Maddy and keeps apologizing for what happened between him and Marissa. He says, "None of this is my fault. Marissa was the one chasing after me. I love you, Maddy. I really can't live without you. And honestly, prom without you would just suck." Maddy is moved by his words and was just about to believe him. But then, Staffitz jumps in and says, "Wow, give this guy an Oscar already. That performance? Amazing." Kane, clearly annoyed, snaps back, "You just want Maddy to break up with me because I dumped you, huh?" And he storms off. Maddy turns to her, confused. "Wait, you're the girl Kane dumped to get with me? What happened? Why'd you leave him?" Staffitz explains, "Marissa wouldn't stop messing with me. She made all the students start mocking me and making fun of me nonstop. And Kane? He just stood there, didn't defend me, didn't do anything. So yeah, I left him. And the funniest part? If I'd stayed with him, I'd probably be like you now, dating one of the popular kids." Later that night, the crew is all hanging out at Cole's, going over the plan. Suddenly, Marissa sends him a pic on Insta. Cole shows everyone and says, "Yeah, she's still trying to get me to go to prom with her, but I'm not doing it." The team looks at each other and says, "No, you have to go with her. If you're with her, it guarantees we'll be able to pull off the prank and make her look like a complete joke in front of everyone." Right at that moment, Cole's fun-loving dad shows up and cracks a few jokes, making everyone laugh. Then he says, "All right, kids, it's getting late. Time to wrap this up and head home." Cole goes up to his room, but he's surprised to find Maddy still hasn't left like the others. He tells her, "Honestly, I never imagined going to prom with anyone but you. And now you're asking me to go with Marissa, but I really wanted to go with you, even if it was just as friends." Maddy moves closer and confesses her feelings for him with a burst of emotion, but ramen. But right after, she realizes she may have rushed into it and quickly apologizes and leaves. Maddy heads home, where her mom and dad are waiting to talk to her. They asked her, "What's been bothering you lately? Why haven't you been happy?" She said, "I've always dreamed of becoming prom queen, but now I don't think I'll ever get to live that dream." Her mom replied, "If you really want something, then go for it. Don't listen to what anyone else has to say. If your dream is to be prom queen, then go and make it happen. Forget everything else. What matters most is that you're happy." On the day of prom, the whole crew shows up and starts getting everything ready to pull off the plan. Cole texts Maddy to make sure she's ready, but she replies saying she's not sure what to do. She's really conflicted. Right then, Marissa calls Cole and says, "Why haven't you shown up yet? What's the matter? Are you upset because Maddy went back to Kane or something?" Cole hears that and looks out the window to check on Maddy. He sees her getting into a taxi with Kane. He's furious. He yells at her, "How could you do this to us? How could you betray the trust of all those students who believed in you, believed you'd help get justice for what they went through?" But Maddy responds selfishly and says, "I just want to enjoy tonight. I want to live my dream and become prom queen. And the only way that'll happen is if I get back with Kane. So I really hope you guys don't go through with the plan and ruin the night." Then she walks away. Cole is completely pissed. He feels crushed. The girl he trusted turned out to be just like the rest of them. He storms home, slamming things around, clearly upset. His dad walks in and asks him what happened with Maddy. Cole tells him everything, including how tired he is of all the mean, popular kids at school. He says he just wanted to take them down tonight and make them look like fools. So his dad tells him, "Then do it, son. You know, if no one stands up to those kinds of students, they'll just keep bullying people. Kids like you and your friends. To be honest, I used to be exactly like them. I picked on any kid who wasn't as popular as me, constantly messing with them. And because of that, a lot of people ended up hating me. So go on, son. Go and save your friends from kids like I used to be." Cole doesn't waste a second. He heads straight back to prom and gathers the crew. He tells them, "Maddy ditched us. She betrayed everything we were working for, but we're still going through with the plan. We need to put an end to the popular kids and make tonight a lesson for anyone who even thinks about becoming like them." And sure enough, they all go ahead with their plan. Meanwhile, at the party, Marissa goes to apologize to Maddy, trying to make up with her, but Maddy refuses to forgive her. At that moment, Cole shows up and says, "Come here, babe. I want to show you something." And he takes her over to his friends who hand her a drink. What Marissa didn't know is that they put something in the drink to give her diarrhea. Right away, she runs off to the bathroom. Then those two hack into the students' phones and start uploading photos and secrets that could ruin their lives. And just like that, chaos breaks out at the party. All the popular students start getting mocked and humiliated. The principal steps in to calm things down and starts announcing the prom king and queen. But right then, Stavitz pulls Kane aside and says, "Trust me, don't go up on that stage." Turns out Stavitz did that because she didn't want Kane to be part of the prank on the prom queen. Even though he's a jerk and left her back then, she still loves him, but he doesn't care about what she says and is about to go up anyway. At that moment, the principal announces the prom king and queen, Maddy and Kane. Maddy goes up and waits for Kane to join her on stage. What she didn't know was that she was about to be pranked. Cole tells his friends to stop and not go through with it, but they refuse and don't listen to him. So the prank goes off, and Maddy ends up being the laughingstock in front of everyone there. That's when Kane realizes why Stavitz was trying to stop him. The crew pulls the fire alarm and soaks all the students at prom, forcing them to run out into the yard. Maddy gets mad at Cole and says, "How could you do this to me? You were the one person I thought would never betray me." Then she leaves, heartbroken from what just happened. That's when sneaky Marissa starts bullying him in front of everyone, and the students all join in laughing at him. Cole, who's completely fed up with the bullying and the way everyone keeps putting others down, stands up on a high spot and says, "That's enough. Stop what you're doing. Enough of making it your life's goal to hurt students who can't stand up to you. Do you even realize that because of your actions, people end up in bad mental states? Some of them isolate themselves from the world because of the awful things you do. Wake up and start acting like actual human beings, not animals, just following the herd blindly." His words affect all the students, and they start to support him. Instead of staying in the hall, they decide to continue the party in the school courtyard. Kane starts to feel bad about everything he did, so he goes to apologize to Stavitz and asks her to dance. Maddy tries to talk to Cole and apologize, but he refuses and walks away from her. Even the sweaty kid, his girl, comes up to him and asks him to dance. And just like that, we see that Cole really managed to change the way the students treat each other, with kindness. The next day at school, Maddy comes and tries to sit with Cole and his crew, but since Cole's still hurt, he walks away and refuses to sit with her. Later that afternoon, Maddy goes to his house and asks his dad if she can go up to his room, and we're left wondering what she's planning to do in his room. On graduation day, diplomas are handed out to all the students. Cole gets accepted into the College of Fine Arts. He stands and gives a nice speech about friendship and brotherhood with Stavitz. Then Maddy comes over and asks to take a selfie with all her friends, but Cole, who can't stand her anymore, leaves them and walks off. Stavitz follows him and says, "Come on, what you're doing to her isn't fair. It wasn't even her fault. And actually, you should be thanking her because she's the reason you got into the College of Fine Arts. What you don't know is she took your drawings and submitted them to the college herself. That's why you got accepted." Cole feels guilty about how he's been treating her. He goes to her house to thank her for helping him and for being the reason he got into college. But humble Maddy tells him, "With or without me, you would have gotten in because you're talented." So Cole decides to give her a gift. The drawings he'd been working working on for a while. It turns out to be a comic book telling the story of him and her. Maddy's overjoyed by the gift and realizes it's his way of confessing his love. Right away, she says, "Come here," and gives him her own love confession. Their emotions are intense, and the movie ends with them riding bikes together. Finally, love brought them back together after everything had pulled them apart. And that's the end of today's movie summary.